Facing a misdemeanor sexual battery charge, former Bleckley County Sheriff Chris Coody resigned on Monday. The victim, Judge Glenda Hatchett, says justice was served.
But she and others believe Governor Kemp should have suspended Coody long before he resigned. Anthony Montalto joins us in studio with their argument and the response from the governor's office.
Yeah, guys, Judge Hatchett testified for about 13 minutes yesterday in Judge Carl Bauer's courtroom. She carefully detailed what Coody did and how it's affected her. But after court was over and Coody was sentenced, Hatchett held a press conference criticizing Governor Brian Kemp. She says Kemp had the authority to suspend Coody and should have long before he resigned. Hatchett says she feels Kemp's decision not to appoint a panel to review the case enabled Coody. And she says Kemp did nothing.
I'm going to go there. The governor, after men and women stood in front of the Capitol last October and demanded that the governor take action, he never suspended him.
Now, according to state law, the governor does have the authority to convene a panel to investigate. Then Kemp could use that information to suspend a sheriff for up to 90 days and for extreme cases ask the local district attorney to remove them from office. Kemp Press Secretary Garrison Douglas said by email that the panel could only recommend a temporary suspension for a misdemeanor like Coody's. He wrote, quote, "The purpose of the committee is not to determine the truth of an allegation, but rather to determine what impact such allegation has on a sheriff's ability to perform the functions of his or her office." But Judge Hatchett and the Bleckley NAACP say Kemp should have taken some action. Last month, the Cochran-Bleckley chapter called for the governor's office to treat Coody like other sheriffs. They brought up the case of Miller County Sheriff Richard Morgan. The group says the governor's office suspended him for 60 days when he was charged with sexual battery and violating his oath of office.
If you're going to discipline a sheriff in another county one way for violating the oath of office, then you should do the same for any other sheriff.
Now, we should note Coody was charged with misdemeanor sexual battery and did not have any charges relating to his oath of office. Douglas says they decided to let the process play out like they have in other legal matters. Back to you.
Thanks, Anthony. The governor's office says since the case is now resolved, they believe, quote, the proper outcome, the permanent removal of Coody from office, has been realized.